Oh man, listen.
Just listen to him. Look, he gonna listen to it 2 times, and by the 3rd time, he gonna know every word. Same
He gonna go word for word.
Yeah.
See.
Hey, by the time we end this, he gonna post a tweet about it. How much y'all want to bet?
Right.
Listen, I found out that the mother of my oldest children, she pays attention to some of my podcasts and some of my tweets, and she had some comments that she wanted to make recently. So I am treading lightly.
Are we talking about the commercial that you did, bro? With
right?
I'm just,
that is the classic right there.
Just making sure.
Other than Marlo just alienating the whole Bethune-Cookman.
I mean, he done alienated that whole fan base. The whole one.
I just
But he would have went on last night.
And the few that's left, I'm coming right behind him with haymakers.
Man.
Listen.
I hope nothing nice happened at that school in Daytona.
Do you know how we end the regular season? We end the regular season in Daytona.
Yep.
And it is a bunch of us that have already committed to be down there.
They better have some boiled peanuts.
They better have some boiled peanuts.
Boiled nuts.
Yeah. I know they ain't gonna have no nachos, so at least I can do. You know what? Keep Bethune wings open, damn it. I'll be down there too.
Yeah.
They better have something, because I'm coming.
What's going on, Tony? Oh man. So speaking of which, it's 9 to 10, man. Coach Crarey. First off, respect to Coach Crarey, because for those who follow FAMU Twitter, there is a gentleman named Bobby Swoops.
Y'all niggas crazy.
Bobby speak his mind, and I haven't seen a lot of staff or administration speak back to Bobby. Not Coach Crarey.
I do. That's why he blocked me. I've been blocked by 2 years.
Cool. Bobby blocked you.
So Coach Crarey let his feelings.
I'll make him do it again if he unblocked me.
Yeah, that's a whole nother level of petty, by the way.
Bobby had some thoughts on it. Coach spoke his mind. But the one good thing about Coach is Coach is consistent. He said it on our podcast. We ain't worried about them people that didn't believe. We good over here. We don't need nobody else on the bandwagon. He been saying it in interviews. And shout out to HBCU Premier Sports or whatever you is that got me blocked. Shout out to HBCU Game Day. All of y'all are running the videos of Coach Crarey saying the very same thing he said on this podcast. He keep receipts. He remember everything that everybody did to him. And if you wonder why I like him so much, it takes a strong personality to hold a grudge, handle your business, and then let them people know I'm still holding that grudge. I ain't forgot. Man, come on, man. How can he not be my type of coach?
Man,
How can he not?
He got them boys in second place, y'all. Second place.
He made me a fan, shoot.
Doing it his way.
Doing it his way.
And when he talks and he talks about the style of play, if you look at the game, you got people pulling up for mid-range. Matthews pulled up 3 times for mid-range. So what are we talking about here? It's basketball. Hey, Doc.
I want to add that this is the same person that told Coach Pressure, the women's coach, that she needs to run a 2-1-2 press. Nobody has run a 2-1-2 press at a fucking D1 level. That's high school. You either going man to man or you ain't doing it.
And
this man suggested a high school defense to a Hall of Fame D1 level coach.
Same.
I want to be clear. I ain't got no problem with Bobby. Bobby's an alumni. I don't get to get involved in alumni business. But Coach Crarey put some stank on it. I'm just gonna put it like that. He put some stank on it. We got to get Dr. Hall on the podcast. I don't know how we're gonna do it. We got to get Dr. Hall on the podcast before the end.
What's up, Dr. K?
Got to get her on here before summer. Before summer, we got to get on the podcast. Some other basketball news. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Morgan State beat the dog mess out of North Carolina Central.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tread lightly because MEAC mess is different than SWAC mess. SWAC mess it's down home blues. It's mullet and catfish. MEAC mess
is we gonna get on your ass.
Yeah, MEAC mess is they're gonna ride around with a chopper for the next 6 days. Because I know I started the mess when I said hello 911. I need to report a bear mauling an eagle. I went about my day. The next thing I seen is Early, who I call Big Sis Rowe. She commented, "I can't wait to Saturday so we can end the Bears."
We talk about Erica.
And next thing you know, Banks came right back. Banks came right back with his. See, this is why I unprovoked. This was unprovoked. That's why every day I get up and I premeditate murder. I know Doc here, and I know Doc is a Howard alum. If y'all ain't rivals, y'all acting like rivals. Like,
don't get Dr. Kanisha started about that.
I understand what I was told, and I listened to what I was told, but whoo. Hey, what's going on, man? Thank you for coming. So we're looking at the standings. And by the way, HBCU basketball, men and women, has been fun the last 3 weeks. It's been a blast.
It's been
absolute blast.
It's been.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Who? You know what? That's my fault. I gave Doc that chopper. I put that chopper right in her hand, and she just let it fly. That's you know what? That's on me.
But
I'm trying to figure out who the other pigeons is, but I don't want to ask no questions.
That's what I was trying to find out too.
I know who the Eagles is, but I'm trying to figure out who the pigeons is.
Probably Maryland Eastern Shore. They the Hawks.
They call them the pigeons.
Or Cotton State. Hey, y'all, you gave the Eagles really pitch. You gave Dr. Kanisha the chopper. Y'all know she is down there in Northside Houston right now.
Bro, that lady sitting in her house with her feet kicked up, letting it sing too. That's the crazy part.
She probably listens to Zero right now.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Hey, Doc, go ahead and drop what your surgery music is in the comments. I feel like it's Zero.
Wow. Oh, you know what? Anyway, so Texas Southern women's basketball was riding high, skating to the SWAC tournament. Hit a little bump in the road. hit a little bump in the road. So
Two of them.
all these guaranteed championships. Same thing with Southern.
I mean,
Southern,
I'm
Talking about
also
men
in
or
the
women?
count.
men.
You
I'm
talking about
also
women?
in the count
We
of
talking
We talking about the
sometimes
women's.
she
talking about the
said
women's.
Pimp C and UGK every Tuesday.
Oh, shit.
Sound like somebody who knows a little something.
Right? She
She
know
got a pocket full of stones.
Hey.
Oh man.
No, but I'm one of those people that believe that sometimes teams need to lose. Like it is better to manage a loss and understand what it looks like when you get your teeth kicked in now than when you get in the SWAC tournament, or if you ultimately make it to the field of 64. So it's better to go ahead and take your L's right now and learn those lessons and be better teams in March than it is to learn them shits in March.
I agree, for the simple fact that when you riding high, you feel invincible,
Yep.
right? So when you feel invincible, you get complacent. And that's what you don't want to do going into the tournament, is be complacent for where you are, because you are already feeling the vibe. So yeah, I agree with Jamal, because you take your loss, and look, I'm not saying lose on purpose. I'm just saying that there's a good time to understand where we can get better. It can be a humbling experience. Like we seen that we say that a lot with teams that they riding high and they lose a game. We're like, that was a very humbling experience, but they're better for it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree.
But I also feel the same way about. I think South Carolina underestimated UConn this weekend, and Gino got in his bag because he couldn't let a repeat of Notre Dame happen twice in the same season.
Is that bad?
It
was that bad?
Yeah. UConn spanked South Carolina. They ended a 71 game home streak in South Carolina this weekend.
But you know what? So it's different. So the women's game is going to be so much different than the men's game, because of the simple fact that the women play more out of conference, non-conference teams, especially those top 25, like who's that? South Carolina. They play somebody like the Saturday Super Bowl weekend. I don't know if it was a non-conference game.
The way I explain it to people is, if you look at FAMU's men's schedule like that, those first like 10 games, that is what South Carolina is going through right now. It's a gauntlet. Like, they have played LSU, they played Tennessee, they have played Texas, they just played UConn. All of those teams are ranked, and then they got two more ranked teams that's coming up.
Yeah, because they lost to Texas.
He just said it. They played Texas. They lost to Texas.
They lost
to Texas, and then lost to UConn. So she got a team that has won. Some of them have never lost a game, let alone never lost back-to-back games. So they really like, what is going on right now? Thank you, Tony. Tony said they played Texas.
Yeah, they had because I think Madison Booker went from playing the four. She was playing point.
I will. Go ahead.
And definitely
they gave her the ball in my hand.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say,
there is two sides to that sword, though, because losing a game, but if you lose to somebody that you should beat, that you should beat, you may it may be negative in the aspect that maybe y'all don't think y'all as good as y'all are anymore. It could be a confidence killer. So that's something else that you got to look at, because you can't lose. You can't just lose to randoms, right?
Yeah.
You got to win the winnable games. Now, if you going into a tough matchup and y'all fight your ass off, and y'all come up just a little bit short, and then you can go back and you can see the mistakes that you made, and you can fix those to get to the next level. That's why I say it's two sides to the story, because if you go in there, you get blown out. Now it's like, man, our confidence is down.
Ooh, they got blown out too in that game.
Yeah,
so I didn't know it was that bad.
Looking at it, bro, I watched 5 minutes of it because I was at work and I was like, I just want to see what's going on.
You don't want to get mollywopped
down.
Yeah, you got mollywopped.
They weren't getting transitions. Like, they weren't getting back on the ball. Like, everybody that normally plays with that swagger, nobody had their swagger that game. Like, Gino, I don't know what Gino said to UConn, but that man, he got in his bag. And yes, I'm calling a spade a spade. Don got outcoached a little bit in that game. They got outplayed and she got outcoached.
And the crazy thing is, Paige didn't even go off in that game.
She really be chilling.
Did not. What is her name? Azra Fudd or something like that. She went off.
Azzy Fudd, yeah. Azzy Fudd, yeah.
But I guess the only thing that
was Flies not there.
The question you got to ask yourself after a game like that. Look, the question you got to ask yourself after a game like that is, can we fix this? Can we right this ship? Can we fix this? You know what I'm saying? As a coach, you get out coached. Can you coach better? These are self-reflecting questions, because you know, as somebody who has coached, you know, and I went out there and got my ass whooped, and I had to go look myself in the mirror and was like, TP, can you coach better than that? Was that your best effort? And if the answer is yes, you already messed up. You in the wrong profession. Because that if that's the best you can do, then you ain't, because your players didn't look prepared, you didn't look prepared. And if that's the best you can do, that's not going to be your job much longer.
Right. Well, in the SEC on the women's side, Texas is number one in the conference, sitting at 12-1, 26-2 overall. They sitting at number 2 in the nation. So I guess that's a Texas team. Who is the head coach for that team right there? Is it Schaefer? Is it Vic Schaefer? But whatever he's doing, whatever they doing in Austin,
I swear, the last Texas coach I remember is Gail Gestincourt after she left.
It's Vic Schaefer.
It's Vic Schaefer.
Yeah, it's Vic Schaefer.
It's Vic.
Okay.
But Vic can coach though. Like, yeah. Vic has taken multiple teams from ill to wait a minute. So
you know, even with that being said, I still think it's gonna come down between USC and UConn. I think that's ultimately what we're gonna see in the Final Four. I can see Florida State being there. I can see Texas being there.
In the Final Four? Nah, I don't see Final Four.
We gotta see the bracket. But if those are the Final Four teams, like I'm pretty sure. I like Juju to pull it off. I think this is a year.
So far be it for me to disagree with
UCLA. So you might be right. And UCLA beat South Carolina first.
Yeah,
I'll say this because I know TP threw my nose out there, and we got a National Player of the Year candidate. The one problem that we have is that for some reason when we play defense, the offense go out the window, completely out the window. When we play offense our way, we don't need no defense. We running them out the gym, but again, we consistently need 4 scores to go ahead and put points on the board, and we got them. It's just for some reason we can't put a complete game together where we play offense and defense. But I guess it's also hard to score 93 points and only give up 60. So I understand that, but
you got to start with the defense. When we get into March, it starts with the defense because defense creates easy offense. And that's the type of offense we like. We like easy offense. We like fast breaks. Like you said, we want to run them out the gym. What's the best way to run somebody out the gym is create bad shots, long rebounds, and have people leak out.
Is especially if you got a defense where you can pretty much go in from a man to a zone to a matchup to whatever type of defense, a press, a trap, whatever type of defense you can put out there, and you can neutralize a team from scoring. You know what I'm saying? You got a high score. If you go on against a high scoring team, what's your main thing you want to do as far as playing defense? You don't want to play man to man because they're running big screens.
They gonna exploit you.
They gonna exploit you, back doors, back cuts, everything that they can do. So you play your zone.
Most of those really efficient.
I mean, but that also only works if you got a team that can. If you got a team that can shoot, you gonna get 8 alive in a zone. So if that team is only living off of down screens and cuts and maybe mid range, the zone got you. But if you got a team that can shoot, if two of them three in the front can shoot, a zone gonna screw you either way. So now you gotta either hope.
A great coach prepares his team for every scenario. Because if I go, I look at the way Greg Popovich is always coached. He's going to take away what you do best. So if we coach for the game, we have what we like to do defensively, but at the same time, we have to be prepared going into the game. If this is a team that likes to run around, they want to get to the basket, most of their scores are inside, then we're going to run zone and we're going to turn them into shooters. You're going to have to shoot us out of the zone. And if you're able to shoot us out of the zone, then okay, we'll go to the man. Then if now you beat us, okay, now we're gonna start trapping you. We're gonna have quarter court press you, trap, get the ball out of your dominant distributor, and then we're gonna slow your offense down.
How do y'all feel?
I need a 20. Hold on. I need a 20 second because we talked about MEAC basketball and we talked about men and we kind of skated by the women. And I just wanted to see because Norfolk is.
I'm about to say, what is there to talk about in the MEAC women's basketball? Norfolk State.
If you ain't talking about Diamond and Norfolk State, then there's nothing to talk about.
That's it. Hold on. Hear me out. I am the #1 Diamond fan. Please understand it. It's Diamond and it's Juju. They're my two favorite players in women's basketball right now. There's a team that's 8-1 in the MEAC that we ain't talking about. And it ain't Eastern Shore and it ain't Coppin. It's the Mecca.
Uh-oh.
Here comes Dr. Kanisha.
There you go.
First off, she ain't. None of the people I follow from Howard said anything about the women's program. I understand Norfolk State is Norfolk State, but 8-1 in conference ain't no slouch when you got Norfolk State, Coppin, and UMES in the conference.
So I saw Howard women's play early in the season when they came to Tallahassee. I think it's that small forward and that guard need to be on somebody's WNBA team. I saw them in person.
They hooping.
Can Norfolk win a NCAA tournament game?
Getters. I saw them in person in Tallahassee, and I was like, shit. The only thing that kept FAMU women halfway in the game, well, at the time we didn't have injuries, and they were playing pretty good defense. But that late third, fourth quarter, it was like they was like, all right, we tired of playing, and just took off.
To answer your question, Troy, I believe it depends on where they're seated because they should win their conference, and then it's all dependent on where they get seated at. If they're seated against the top seed in their side of the bracket, then probably not. But if they're somewhere in the middle, I think Diamond can lead them to at least one victory. They can get to the round of 32. But
I think they screwed them over when I remember what was the year last year.
Last year they screwed them.
Yeah, last year they screwed them over. They went all the way to Stanford. Yeah, they went out. No, I'm talking about what was the year before.
The year before when they sent them all the way to California. Yeah,
to play in Stanford. I was like, y'all.
They should not be less than a 12. Nothing less than a 12.
They should not. But I'm arguing for a 13 because I think what is it? Is that a 13-9 or a 13?
Yeah, 13-9. A
13-9, 13-4.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could give a 4 seed a run, right, depending on who the 4 seed is. But I think it shows the caliber of team they are, the wins that they have been able to pull off, and just how they can lay on you and beat you if they really want to. Of course, I've said it. I think I tweeted it 2 or 3 weeks ago that a 16 seed for this team is absolutely disrespectful. Do I have any faith that they are not going to get them a 16 seed? No. But a 16 seed is absolutely disrespectful to this team and their coaching staff and the work that they put in.
16 seeds should be relegated to the at-large bids, meaning you do not win your conference, but you were good enough to make the bracket. 16 seeds, conference champions, I don't care the conference, should not be 16 seed anywhere.
I agree.
So I'm about to be disrespectful to the MEAC.
Yeah.
On the men's side?
We're trying to make them
about to be disrespectful to the MEAC if the MEAC isn't. Oh, my bad. Hold on. Let me see if I caught up. Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
As soon as I'm about to bash the MEAC. So if the MEAC is a bigger conference and Coppin and UMES is playing the way they play early in season, I don't think there's a chance in hell that Norfolk State gets anything less than a 10 or between a 10 and a 12. No way in hell. But the conference is smaller. They are beating up on each other. It hurts.
So even if let's say with Howard, their only loss is Norfolk, do they still get in? Do they have any wins that justify them potentially getting a 16 or a 15 seed?
Nope, because they're never only going to send. For those that conference like that, they're only going to send the conference champion to the tournament, and what they're gonna do with the women is to the WNIT.
Look, I think I'm holding out faith because SWAC men got 2 teams in last year, 3.
No, we only got one.
No, we only got one.
We only got one. It was it Texas Southern? No, Grambling. It was Grambling last year.
No, Grambling. Yeah, Grambling won the tournament.
Sometimes getting relegated to the NIT is a blessing.
Grambling had me standing up on my sofa.
Yep. Johnny Black donated to Grambling behind that game.
Even she said.
So,
but I'm just saying, you don't always like. Would you rather be a 16 seed and get beat by 45, or go to the NIT and actually have a chance to win the tournament? What would you prefer?
The conference would rather you be in the NCAA tournament.
Because they get
the conference would rather you be in the NCAA. That's 500,000.
I'm talking about for the school though.
It would, but for the sake of recruiting and potentially getting there the next year, give me the NIT so I can get some wins. I play on TV. I play teams that I have not played before. When I'm out recruiting, I can take this back to recruiters and say, hey, this is where we are. Come play with me. We can go over here. that gets you into spaces with people that you need. So taking a NIT bid ain't a bad thing for the future. Of course, the conference wants to fill a 64 because of the cash and the revenue. Of course, but more teams that we have that are competitive. Y'all know how I feel about basketball. Basketball for HBCUs is the equalizer for me.
Mm-hmm.
So the more we can get our brands in front of these kids, the higher the likelihood that we can get those guys that slip and girls that slip by those P5s, and they are really good ball players.
Yeah, you got Diamond in the MEAC and Grizzle was in the SWAC last year. So those are two. But I'm gonna say this.
Grizzle, both of them came from P5s though. Grizzle came from University of Alabama.
Alabama, yep.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, she was a transfer.
She started in Alabama.
She was sitting on the bench at the University of Alabama while they got their teeth kicked in. Ain't that crazy?
And then guess what? Zay Green transferred from Pine Bluff over to Alabama. And is doing
it wasn't the same coaching staff. It wasn't the same coaching staff.
And is doing work over there.
Shout out to the media rights deal for the SEC because they are able to get players that they wasn't able to get before.
No, Zay actually came from the SEC before she went to Pine Bluff. She was at Tennessee. She was basically sitting she was playing, but she was kind of sitting on the bench. And then when she got to Pine Bluff, that's when Coach Thornton let her rock.
Let her do her.
And she is, I'm gonna just let you know, she's from Duncanville, Texas. She's a hooper.
Hey, ain't Tamika Catches from Duncanville?
Yep. That's same class. We came out the same class, 1997. I seen her in person just take over a whole damn game by herself. And Coach Meadows, Coach Meadows, she was old lady. She's like, shit, I'm gonna just let her rock.
Why not?
I'm gonna just let her rock.
I'm gonna be clear. All this NIT stuff does not translate to Florida State. So if the men get an invite to the NIT, decline, regroup, and start fresh next year.
I mean, they are anyway because Ham retired.
So
they really gonna hire Sam Cassell?
Word on the street is he the leading candidate, and it done got quiet in the streets. You know, anytime we get quiet in the street, they trying.
Already been hired. He's just waiting on the end of the season.
I don't know if that's the case. I'm just telling you, and it got quiet. And yes, I've seen when things get quiet, they hire a coach. But it was
Sam Cassell so you tell everybody you didn't hire the man.
That's tough though, because he's considered for NBA jobs too. Now that I think about it.
He's been considered for NBA jobs for the last 15 years, and nobody's hired him.
Sure haven't.
And that is the problem. That anytime you have NBA players hollering about he should get a shot, and they keep overlooking him, it's a problem. And he don't have Airbnb issues.
That's what I'm about to think. That's what I'll get ready to say.
So, but
Troy said that man got to be slapping baby seals.
I'm just saying, you got to be slapping baby seals because come on, man. But I'm a digress. You know what? The NBA All-Star Weekend was this weekend.
It was terrible.
I got some thoughts. Hit me out though. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. So another week has passed, and another week of boring NBA All-Star Week we've been forced to endure. They poured down our throats the 3-point competition, and slam dunk competition, where everybody's telling me how great the dunk competition was for a player who cannot make a squad. Meanwhile, over in the NHL, they having 14 tournaments and squabbling. They squabbling.
Bro, they started.
Canadians started it.
States and Canada
Canadians started
5 minutes.
The Canadians they booed the national anthem. Now we got a box.
Bro, hey, you know what? They knew they were gonna fight. They was ready for it. I don't even think they ever dropped the puck. They just told them to go on the ice. And
bro, they dropped the puck. They dropped the puck as soon as that puck was dropped.
Hey, wop. Dot fuck him up. I'm playing Kendrick.
Man, listen.
I'm playing Kendrick.
But all of this is going on in the NHL, and I'm supposed to be excited about a dude who can't make the Orlando Magic.
He's not even on the active roster.
Nah, he's in
a G League.
He's on a two-way. He's on a two-way contract.
I saw a comment.
I've never seen that before,
and I was like, "You kind of right." That said, they blame LeBron for the decline of the dunk contest because he never got into it because he didn't want to lose.
I don't believe that. Look, I don't believe that because we still had Aaron Gordon, we still had Zach LaVine, we still had some good dunk contests.
Right.
What is name?
You cannot be the GOAT.
Was jumping over kids.
You cannot be the GOAT and not be in the competition.
You know when they ruin the dunk contest? When they let them have a whole minute to keep missing dunks until they finally make one.
Yeah,
you're right. Because before, if you blew that first dunk, you got one do-over. That was it.
Right.
So you either had to go ahead and do something that you knew you were gonna make, or just say forget it.
But you know what though? You know how?
Adrian said that Flunky can jump.
But you know
he ain't doing nothing else.
He ain't doing nothing else. But you know, the NBA, NBA TV, they have the weekend they'll play all the dunk contests from back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, LeBron, you could jump out the gym. We know you can jump out the gym. We seen the shit since you was 15, 16 years old in high school, right? All you got to do is if you don't want to lose, if you don't want to lose, all you got to do is just go back into the 80s and the 90s and play a Dominique Wilkins highlight tape. And that motherfucker was doing the same damn dunks.
But that man was nicknamed the human highlight
field. But the thing, the reason why he was named that is because of what he could do in game. I'm just saying, as a dunker, that man won 2 dunk contests, right? Should have won a third one. They robbed him, right?
They robbed him.
So he knew what he was all about. Look, I'm power. I ain't no finesse player. I'm straight power. Is windmill, you know what I'm saying? Double pump,
that
reverse slam, tomahawk. I ain't about to fly in the air, none of that shit. So this is who I am. This is my bag right here. Like, if you go into all the other dunk contests, right? The worst one was, I'm gonna tell you the worst one. The worst one was like in 1995. I think that was probably the worst dunk contest ever I have ever seen.
All the ones where they keep pulling out cars and they
No. This one was the 1995 was, I think, was the worst. Either 95 or 96 was the worst one. Like, you had Michael Finley out there in one of them because he was a rookie. Did a motherfucking cartwheel, tried to do a damn dunk. I was like, it got better when you got better when Kobe came into play. He did his dunk. You know what I'm saying? Even the year before 95, 94, that was a J.R. Roddick won that thing, with the East Bay, East Bay Funk. To me, everything just got messed up because we put the 80s dunk contest as the pedestal for the 90s, right? Where it just got screwed up for everybody was the 2000 dunk contest.
Vince Carter
said, "Fuck all y'all, y'all can't dunk better. You can't dunk better than me." I mean,
but here's the thing with Vince Carter though. It was the power, the charisma behind the dunk. Because those are dunks that these guys can do right now. We won't be as excited. One, because
y'all talking about that, and for me, Dwight Howard winning it ruined it.
So wait, how?
The man is 7 feet tall.
Yeah, but he was jumping out the gym in his prime, like that was. But that you
can't say that though, because JaVale McGee was in that same dunk contest, and that motherfucker is 7 feet tall too. And he one of his attempts, he dunked 2 basketballs,
right?
Yeah,
and that bothered. And again, I hated that whole. I hated the whole roster.
Hold on. But because he dunked on a 12-foot rim though in that same dunk contest.
Yeah, he did dunk
on a 12-foot rim. He dunked on a 12-foot rim. And I also like when Blake Griffin jumped over the car because he was the first one to do it.
Yeah,
it's like when you're the first to do it. You know what I mean?
Wait, somebody agreeing with me with the Dwight Howard.
Look, we had the Jason Richardson threw it off the side of the backboard, caught it and reverse windmilled it. These were dunks that we haven't seen before. What are these guys doing that we haven't seen?
Which Mac did.
The problem.
Or he said, he go what Quick said. He said you let a white boy win. Hey, he's the second white boy to win. Because remember, Brent Barry won that thing, and that was the 1995 dunk contest where this motherfucker
and he did not take off from the free throw line,
and he didn't even take off his damn warm ups.
That's cold. Actually, that's
Bones went out there and did some simple ass dunks and won the dunk contest. That's the reason why I said that was the worst one that I ever seen right there. But what I'm saying is,
I got one better. I got one better. The D Brown blindfold dunk. Absolute. That brought the end. That ushered the end. Because that's when people start going, oh, we can do props. This man pumped up.
No. What you think? Remember, Cedric Sabalas had a whole damn blindfold on and did a dunk.
Oh my God.
See, so like my rebuttal is like you can't blame LeBron for a bad dunk contest. You gotta blame the people. You gotta blame everybody. You can't just blame him.
Hold on. So hear me out, DK. Hear me out. You can't have a 3-point contest without Reggie Miller. You can't have a 3-point contest without Ray Allen. You can't have a dunk contest without Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter. Do you see where I'm going?
No. But there's been years that Steph hasn't participated in the 3-point, so don't do that.
I'm not. Hold on.
That's not fair. Vince Carter didn't.
But he's participated. Period.
But
LeBron has never participated.
But like a lot of guys, like Zion has it. Like a lot of guys have it.
Hold on. Time out.
We gotta give credit what credit due. Even though he technically didn't participate, he did Steph versus Sabrina last year, and that shit was fire.
No, it was. But I'm saying that there's been years where he hadn't participated.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying he has at some point as the best player in that skill participated in that activity.
Well, LeBron,
only thing
there's
we
a lot
saying,
of other dunkers that are great too.
But here's the thing. Okay, so I understand the reason why Aaron Gordon stopped doing the dunk contest because he felt like he got screwed in the last twice. The last two that he did, he felt like he got screwed. I'm like, this dude's 6 foot. He's a power forward. All he is known for is dunking on your dumb ass. And you can tell me that you can give this man a trophy right here because that 2016, that dunk contest between him and Zach LaVine, that motherfucker went in his damn bag. I'm talking about you.
He didn't get cheated, but that like the ball under both legs, we had never seen that.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
what ended up happening was that Divine was just better.
Right. I agree with that too. Like we haven't don't blame LeBron for the shitty dunk contest. It's the dudes that they decided to put out there and the guys also performing not well. Like the Nate Robinson, Dwight Howard days, those were good. Levine and Aaron Gordon were good. Like we've had good ones. Like
LeBron came in the league in 2003. You can't tell me that every dunk contest since 03 been trash.
Right, that's all I'm saying.
But
that's all I'm
also said in 03 that he would participate in 04 and then renege.
Okay, yeah, that's some whole shit. Like and what he did during the All-Star game and not giving somebody the spot, maybe knowing that he wasn't gonna play. Yeah, that I don't agree with. But to say
you know what? Hold on,
time out.
Let's get on that.
Oh
like,
wow!
Just
because I was.
Let's get on that. Let's get on that.
At this point,
I was gonna say
the All-Star game like Major League Baseball. Whoever win get home field advantage. Since y'all don't want to fucking participate, cool. We finna make this matter something.
I like that. I like that.
Okay, but let's roll back for a second because
God,
LeBron
for this one.
Waited to LeBron got to 2 minutes before he was supposed to clock in to work and took PTO.
I logged into my company own laptop and put in PTO in the parking lot and went to breakfast. What does that mean? If I don't feel like coming, I ain't coming. And get what? I'm putting in PTO at 12 o'clock tomorrow. When I get there at 7 o'clock, I'm going home.
So I guess Jamal vouched for LeBron.
I'm gonna give y'all another scenario or metaphor, however you want to look at it. Let's say you throwing a little kid birthday party who loves Chuck E. Cheese. As all the little kids talk about Chuck E. Cheese. You told them Chuck E. Cheese coming to your birthday. Birthday come, no Chuck E. Cheese.
Did I pay Chuck E. Cheese to be there?
And you paid them to show up.
Chucky got to run me the fade and give me my money.
You know what?
You got to run that fade, brother.
LeBron can do this in San Francisco.
What I'm saying?
I hope Chucky can fight.
That was the equivalent.
LeBron
because
can do this in San Francisco.
Somebody else. I could have paid somebody else. We could have went a whole nother route. But you to let the kids down. You let me down because my money involved.
Another question.
You let the kids down because that's what they wanted to see.
Another question. If LeBron said 4 weeks ago, I ain't playing, who you replacing with?
Anybody. But the thing is that
you cannot replace LeBron.
No,
with
I get it. But the point, right? The point being was that another person didn't get to have his spot. Like where Giannis did that. He was like, "Yo, I ain't gonna be able to play."
Man, them people don't give a damn about no All-Star game.
But that's the other thing. It's like, dang, but like your point, Jamal.
No,
like,
not even just the consumers. Us. I fully feel, and I could be wrong, that that NBA players active don't care about All-Star Weekend.
It's the same way in the NFL, right? Don't. So unless they playing for some, it's cooked. It's going to be cooked because they smartened up. It's like, why am I gonna? Whether you have it at the end of the year, middle of the year, why am I gonna injure myself for something that don't matter? But what MLB does, they gotta play.
You go to baseball, hey, them dudes be able like, this home field advantage, I'm playing.
They got money on the line though, too.
Real.
They got money on the line, and you literally have home field playoff advantage on the line in Major League Baseball.
The injury is lower in baseball than it is in
It is.
But hold on, if they go back to the way they played it back in the 80s and the 90s, it's an exhibition until the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, we're gonna find out who the toughest. We're gonna find out who the MVP of the game is.
But those don't
work.
But that's the problem we keep coming back to. They don't care. If you pay me $75 million to shoot, I don't care if you think I'm the toughest. You paid me $75 million to run 94 feet and put a ball in the hoop. And if it don't go in, I still get paid. I don't care if you think I'm the toughest or not.
You know what the problem is, Jamal? You know what the problem is, Jamal? These players in the NBA, they ain't got no heart.
They don't.
It's the AAU culture a little bit, you know, like they all
we see it every day.
That like they play it with their boys.
You were on the episode and we talked about AAU culture before.
Yeah, we did. Nah, it was I mean, that shit, maybe.
They ain't got no heart.
It's too many homeboys and they don't want him. No, fuck your homeboy. Dunk on him. You know what? Speaking of which,
the competitive nature has left the game. It's just they just want to get paid.
They just want to get paid. But meanwhile, I'm watching Unrivaled in between, and these teammates about ready to cuss each other the fuck out. Like they ain't got to play together in 2 months.
Like it's just that there's no passion. Like you said.
Speaking of Unrivaled, the NBA say they might do a 1v1 tournament next year.
And all of them dudes gonna opt out because none of them want to lose. They ain't gonna do it.
Kyrie ain't gonna opt out.
Kyrie not gonna opt out, but
it's gonna be certain people. It's gonna be like some rookies. It's gonna be the people that need that million. There's gonna be some good ball players, but
Kyrie playing and Anthony Edwards playing. I know that.
I need Kyrie to show up as Uncle Drew.
You're right.
He might not lose. That's all right there.
He might not lose. It's over with.
But that goes back to our point before. At this point, what is $1 million when I make 126?
That's what I'm saying. Like that don't even.
I don't. The NBA has gotten to a point where they don't have heart and they don't have to.
Yeah, I feel like the only fix is you got to play for something that means something for them at the end. That's the only way. Like you said, home field advantage.
But see, there's no home field. There's no home court advantage when you for the NBA in the NBA finals because it goes towards the best team,
the best record within that.
That's what I'm saying. If they got rid of that part for the finals, like, hey, for the finals, that shit's out the door.
Nah, because some people, it's thing.
That's what they do with MLB though.
But with MLB, some players in MLB that don't like that idea too, because it's like, for the All-Star game, why the hell we about to try to help the damn Yankees, knowing that they got the biggest, you know what I'm saying? They got the biggest payroll.
You helping yourself too.
But you're
not helping yourself. You helping. But what I'm saying is, later on down the line, when it's crunch time, when it goes into September into October, and you're trying to play for a division or to try to get to the playoff, it's like, man, why the fuck we about to try to have the Yankees help the Yankees or the Red Sox to, you know what I'm saying, to get this number 1 seed or to get the home field?
Well, because it don't matter, because like at the end of it, like, okay, y'all seeding is the way it is for the conference. Yeah, like that's determine the home field advantage. Like, let's say the Red Sox win a division and the Yankees got a wild card or whatever. Obviously, the Yankees gotta go on the road. Sorry, fellas. But if the Yankees won and made it all the way to the World Series off the wild card, then they host the World Series because they won an All-Star game. That's like
I said. Now, thank you, fellas, for you letting us giving us that home field advantage.
So
thank you, fellas.
So here go. Hold on. We're gonna move on real quick because
it just sucks, man.
I know. But we talked about Kyrie. Kyrie said he want to play for Australia in the upcoming Olympics.
Well, he was born in Australia.
Mm-hmm. My only problem with that is that he gonna be like 36 come next one.
Do y'all understand if I wake up during the Olympics and watch Kyrie cook Team USA, I'm going to start talking like Gilbert Arenas and saying maybe we don't need guaranteed contracts in the NBA no more.
Oh, no, that would get people to start playing shoot. That might not get people to start playing.
Us lose to... It's one thing to lose to European teams. If we lose to the convict colony, Australians, I know y'all ain't convicts no more. I know.
Wow.
Don't at me. But I'm just saying, Kyrie, and all he needed some average dudes. What's the dude with 18 brothers and sisters that played in? Well, he got traded to the Rockets now. Where did he go? Oh my God, he started out. Oh my God, what is his name?
Talk about Holiday?
No, the big man for he was in
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams and Kyrie. That could be a problem. Not on the NBA level, but in the Olympics, that could be a problem.
Yeah, if the NBA players, because we know, what was it, the 2000 Olympics or 2004 Olympics, they was like, we ain't really give a damn about this. And then they ended up playing for bronze.
That was 2004.
Oh, yeah.
2004.
Wasn't that the one Dwight Howard was on?
Yeah.
Yep.
They had
they even said, they was like, hey man, we was over there drinking every night like we have a game in 12 hours.
Come on, man. And coach wasn't playing the young guys.
Oh yeah, that was Larry Brown. Larry Brown wasn't doing that shit. That's the reason why Larry Brown barely have a job in the NBA.
Yeah.
Or in college.
Passed on Melo.
Where is he right now?
He is $1 million in 2 years old. He's not coaching nobody right now.
He better.
I would hope not, but it's like he just disappeared. Like, what was that? The 76ers fired him, and he just
he was going.
76ers fired him. Then he went to
college.
He 84.
I'm sorry.
He 84. Yeah, he went.
Wow.
Yep. He 84.
But nah, when you think about it though, like that year when they played in the Olympics, Larry Brown wasn't playing them young dudes. He was playing all his veterans and burning their ass out. And then when it was time to play the young dudes, shit, it was too late because like we playing for bronze now. That's the reason why Kobe at the time was like, I'm not playing because he didn't want to play because of the simple fact that first of all he was going through that rape trap.
And divorce, he had all of that shit going on.
Yeah. But then too, he saw what was going on over, in Greece that year. He was like, nah, I don't even want to participate in that. And then I don't know, it took LeBron and the rest of that whole crew to get him to finally come over and get a ring because he played what? He played two Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess in 08. I know he played on the 08 team for sure.
He played on the 08. He played in 2012.
Did y'all hear the story from Carmelo about Kobe cooking JJ Redick just because he didn't like Coach K?
Mm-hmm.
In practice, they said, man, JJ Redick couldn't even catch the ball. Kobe was right there.
This for them plumbers. That's what that's for. This for them plumbers. Fuck JJ. Speaking of the NBA,
always. And Christian Laettner too.
All right, Laettner, yeah, he could get going.
But
JJ is crazy.
So listen, we need to be honest about something, okay? Christian Laettner caught a lot of flack for stuff that he didn't even do. Because remember, that Hurley boy used to talk noise, and then Laettner be there taking up for him.
I'm about to say that Hurley boy is a damn Jersey boy. That's the thing about him.
Yup.
And so,
he is a Jersey.
I'm messing with Bob though. I'm messing with Bob.
Since it was just Valentine's Day that passed, and the designated lover boy who can't win rap battles dropped the album. I have not heard one person.
Trash. Ain't even listen to it.
Yeah.
My wife made me listen to
it. Damn. What'd you tell him?
That man been saying the same thing since 2008.
Nah, like my wife wanted to listen to it for research purposes.
Research purposes.
Yeah.
Research purposes.
She clowns.
I told y'all not to get no more Scorpios or Sagittarius last week.
She said it was trash, hot garbage.
But I mean, that's what happens when actors get into the studios and become gangsters.
And to Adrian Crooks, yes, I listen to K-Dot. I enjoy K-Dot.
Hey, I didn't even get to talk to y'all about the Super Bowl halftime show last week because I was at work.
I think Damn deserved all the accolades that he got.
I didn't get y'all reaction to the Super Bowl halftime show. How did we feel about that?
I was happy.
It was all good.
I liked it.
Having your ops ex tap dance on his career grave. Man, come on, man.
And the other ex singing a goddamn lullaby.
I mean, this was the biggest troll I've ever seen. I loved every minute. The show was amazing. I was up dancing. My wife screaming at the TV. It was amazing.
What did you think about like the greater, I guess, the rest of social media and the way that they took it there?
I feel like a lot of people went over their head. You know, they didn't. You know, people were saying, "Oh, I couldn't understand what he was saying." It's because it wasn't. What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? You couldn't understand it because you didn't want to. Because he was probably talking to you. That's why you couldn't understand it. Or this is just something that you might need to just sit out. Enjoy the show. If you ain't got no feelings either way, you know, you're part of the problem, but understand that that's your right as a human being. You don't have to get involved or say anything to the positive, but for it to be negative and not have a real basis behind it, I don't agree with that.
I mean, what you expect? Most of them are Venezuelans for Trump. So, I mean, hey.
I'm not even talking about them. Most of them was Democrats that didn't like it.
Oh, well,
the elitists, they were the ones that didn't
like
it.
But you just said it. Like you have people that are Democrats for the simple fact of their elitists, right? And they understand why they shouldn't be Republicans, but they also don't understand why they're the problem. They're the issue with the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely agree with TP. Like if you didn't understand, it probably was for you. Maybe go back and watch it. I just enjoyed it for being black, right? It's rare that we just see black on the TV with no interruptions or no insanity behind it. So, but I'm a Kendrick fan.
But he
has not made a bad album.
He's trying to promote our blackness in a way that's gonna bind in unity, because you can't be an integrated and unified nation if we're always so divided based on race. Like, look, we're black, we have power too. Understand that. But if we work together, we can be a greater nation. That's why he had that's why you see the stars and stripes was connected at one point, and then it kind of broke apart because that's showing the division. And then at the end, he bring it all back together. You know, that's just part of the show. Then you use Samuel Jackson as, so he's Uncle Sam, but he's also playing an Uncle Tom, because we know what the term Uncle Tom stands for. It's the uppity black dude that tells you, hey, stay in your lane, just play the game the way the white folks want you to play it, and don't be too loud, don't do too much. But no, that's not what we're doing. We're going to be loud in your face, but we want you to understand that there's respect there too. But we only give respect where it's given. That's where we are. And I think that he's doing a great job of trying to push this message, because that's why he said the revolution is about to be televised. because
I also want us to understand that there's power in both.
Yeah.
There's power in both. If you choose to stay down and play the game and get yours in the end, power to you, right? Because it takes a lot of strength to be that type of person. But if you the person that's gonna buck the system and I'm gonna take what's mine, it's also you also have to have a lot of strength to be that person as well.
Yeah.
I think as a whole, we get stuck on this one size fit all solution to get to where we're trying to be, and it's not. Everybody ain't a fighter. Everybody ain't meant to be a soldier. Some people are meant to be planners, and some people are meant to be teachers. And once we understand that, and we start getting into those rooms and those areas that we can best fit us and help us get to where we're trying to be, then we will move the needle further. Everybody ain't meant to be on the front line, and that's okay. You just got to get in where you fit in, and we all gonna move this needle a little bit every single day.
I just think there's a lot of ambiguity when we get to discussing race, and at the end of the day, the struggle isn't to say that we're better. It's to say that we should have an even playing field. I think that's all anybody that looks like me wants is an even playing field, because with that we can show you who we are. But if you slam the door in our face, you put up these walls, you do all these things to hinder us. A lot of us are born into very unadvantageous situations, and we have to claw our way out of those. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about breaking generational curses, you start off behind the starting line while the rest of the world is well in stride. So now we're playing catch up from birth. And once we get it to the point where our children or our children's children are starting right where everybody else is, it's gonna take off.
Mm-hmm.
And we already starting that.
I mean, you're right.
You know what?
It's funny. I was having a. You go ahead, Trey.
Oh no, I was gonna go ahead. After this, we'll go ahead and go to commercial. But this conversation is actually needed, and we probably should have more of these conversations. But go ahead.
No, I was having a conversation with my older sister last night. My sister is 17 years older than me, and because we're in the process of end of life planning for our dad and his mother. She's 90. And I was like, they don't really have anything to leave their grandkids because they put everything they had into us, and we were their kids and their grandkids. And we're the first generation that will ever have anything to leave anybody, because those people that were raising pennies together, rubbing pennies together, took everything they had and got us through college, got us a down payment on a house, saved us from having to have a bad car loan because they had the money to give us. So we're really, and honestly, I think for my family, I'm just the fourth generation removed from slavery. We're the first people that will ever have anything to leave anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone when you want to start talking about generational wealth and breaking generational curses.
Exactly. 100%.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to commercial real quick, and we'll be right back. So, professionally, get your dollars, dog. Get paid. I want you to get all your money.
Have y'all not been seeing Tom Brady when they don't make the playoffs? I mean, when he's not in the Super Bowl, he's commentating the week of, talking.
The numbers go crazy.
Season, he got his hair. Look, I said a long time ago, Tom Brady ain't a football player. That's a model.
That's Mr. Giselle. I mean,
that's
come on,
Mr.
Man.
Giselle. And like,
damn, this man is.
He been
what more do we have to do to be a man?
I'm sorry. Let's not do
he
that.
Is a broad
hold on. Let's not act like he was a little chubby around the waist until he met Giselle. Because when he was with that actress, he wasn't working out like that. he wasn't eating like that. He got with Giselle. He started eating right.
Oh
Working out.
man. So he wasn't winning
Football
Super
working out.
Bowls.
I'm talking about he doing Pilates and shit and plyometrics. He doing all. Come on,
Hey,
man.
look, I'm gonna say it like this: Tom Brady made a transformation at some point in his professional career. He went from "I'll have her home by 11" to "She called me daddy too."
That will always be funny to me. Hey, at the age of 46, Tom Brady beat his combine 40.
That's crazy.
What did I say? After he met Giselle, he started acting right. And
these are HBCUs running 4.3s but can't get drafted.
Yeah, let's talk about that, man. Since it's the week of the Legacy Bowl, it's HBCU Combine was yesterday. Now, only one player from HBCU is going to the actual NFL Combine, and that is Carson Vincent from Alabama A&M, and much deservedly so, because that motherfucker is a mountain. 6'6", 30. Well, they say he was like 295, but I think he's gonna put on some weight. He's gonna get back to 305, 310 for that tackle spot. Strong as an ox. Like, he can put himself in the mold of a Tyron Smith. As far as playing tackle. Now, will I start him off at left tackle? No, I put him over at right tackle, get him acclimated, and then if he can get it done, move over to the left side. But got some people that had some disappointing like measurables from the combine yesterday. Like Daniel Richardson. I had to go there.
We knew that. That wasn't no secret. We knew what his
What 17?
He was
5'9".
We knew that.
Y'all knew that. 5'9".
We knew they was lying about his height when he transferred.
That he 5'11", like
the same height.
He was 5'11".
I mean, hey, we're not gonna act like 5'9" QBs don't have Super Bowl rings.
He was 5'10".
Cool.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Drew Brees.
He is 5'9". Sierra's taller than him.
They got Drew Brees listed at 5'11".
He is also He is actually 5'10".
Who?
Yeah.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. Yeah, they say he was 6'6". He was in high school. Like, nah, I don't even see that.
You know,
no.
Drew, I don't like to always group Drew Brees into that conversation because as a short quarterback, there's never been a quarterback that had his level of anticipation to ever play the game. I don't care the height, the arm talent, none of that. There's never been a guy to step on the football field that had the anticipation that Drew Brees had.
Hey, it's like that man had a second sense or something. Like he just knew, like impeccable timing.
It was preparation.
What was that? What was that movie? Ghost? Like he was like, hey, wait, now. That was Drew Brees.
Like, but I think what a lot of what we saw was when preparation met execution, and that led to success. Because everybody can prepare, but can you execute?
Now you saying something about Irv?
So Irv ran a 4.58, I believe.
Yeah.
Ran a 4.58 40, which I'm still kind of shocked that he won't get an invite, but he'll definitely get a free agent offer. Jabari Gassett ran a 4.38, which again, had he been a little bit bigger, I'm pretty sure he would have got a combine invite.
Had he been 6 foot, that man would have been at the combine. Running
Yeah.
a
I mean,
four.
but
I have
wasn't
not
X-Men,
heard.
but wasn't X-Men, when he like 5'9" also? And he still got a damn deal
Yeah,
to
but I
the
don't think X-Men was running 4.3s. I think X-Men was running 4.4s.
Yeah, he was on
4.5s.
4.4.
To all the kids who participated in the HBCU combine, even if you did not get an opportunity to go to the big combine, that your dream is not over. I'm pretty sure you know that. But look,
It
you
is
just
not.
got to, because there's going to be opportunities to get in front of these NFL scouts. You have film. Promote yourself. Find a way to make sure they know who you are. That is how you get in front of the NFL representatives, and then you show them what you can do. And then
Now,
if you're able to get an undrafted free agent call, you show up like you was drafted on day one. Like that's just how we got to play the game. You got to come.
I thought Herb would have ran the better 42, but you know what I'm saying. But he's low center of gravity.
Herb
He's 5'9",
is a
198
big dude though.
Yeah, but he's like 198. Not what I'm saying is, it don't mean nothing. But with him, he was working on trying to catch out of the backfield, catch, be more involved in the passing game. So I think he's going to get his call right there. Now, the person that everybody has been drooling over down there is Robert McDaniel.
Is that the VUU kid?
No, that is the cornerback safety from Jackson State.
Wait, okay.
And he is a prototypical DB. Ideal prototypical DB. Big. I'm talking about 6'2", 213. Big hands. Broad jump. Damn near 11 feet.
But what his
40 was
like?
a 4.5.
What are his hips like? Can he move? Can he diagnose plays? When we look at the tape, is he gonna stand out?
Well, I think look at his tape. His tape from this season.
He had a decent tape this year.
Yeah, he had a good ass year this year. And then you can look at the tape that he had the season before when he was at Alcorn, and he was out there balling. So he got the movement in the hips. He's not rigid. He's not, you know what I'm saying, the stiffness as far as what you were saying. If you want to play cornerback, now if you play safety,
yeah, they probably be more looking, at 6'2", 213. They gonna try to play him as a safety. But I like to use Cal Hamilton as my example of somebody who can have a bad combine and go out there and meet first team all rookie, because his combine was actually trash. I had a lot of people telling me, "Oh, he may not be that good." Look at his 40 time. Look at his 20-yard shuttle. I was like, go look at his tape. Look what he did at Notre Dame. The plays that he was able to make, that's what we call the ability to be where the ball, make a play. That's what he did. Now the kids today, you got to understand, like, if you want to get in front of people, you got to, have some measurables, because that's ultimately how they get drawn to you. But you got to make plays. Yep. You got to know your assignment. You got to be able to work within a system, because if you out there freelancing every time and all the film on you is just you freelancing, that doesn't show that you can fit into a system. Can you do your assignment? Can you make a play within that assignment? That's what we want to see.
Right, I see what you're saying. Now, another person that jumped that's jumped off the screen that I like, he came from one of the best defenses in HBCU football and FCS football, is Elijah Williams from Morgan State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a loss that's gonna hurt them next year. I don't care what nobody say.
Wasn't he
That's
the
a
lead
big
tackle?
hole.
He did it do him injustice while he was there.
He was the whole defense. He was the whole defensive line.
Oh,
So
I
man.
that
mean,
means they'll be just fine. They're gonna have the same result without him being there.
You ain't right, Jamal. You ain't right.
Oh, God.
But am I lying?
I mean, look, could he be the poster child for look at what we can do, right?
mhm.
Now we can bring in more
And how
talent.
many games did they win?
It doesn't matter.
We
It
go-
doesn't matter. Can we be better? Last year was last year. Can we be better?
Mhm.
All right,
Hey,
so
Morgan
Go
State
ahead
Jamal
and
ain't got no faith in y'all.
go ahead and bring me at Mike so I can tell him that he sucked on this show too.
oh, God.
He hadn't bought me yet.
I think he's come to terms with it.
Yeah, he
He has.
has he
But no,
has
he has because he did everybody business but theirs.
Right.
yeah, he realized that.
Because he already knows that that's a battle he can't win. You know what I'm saying? That's just learning how to choose your battles. No, you ain't about to win that one. No, they were terrible.
So some other disappointing. I'm looking at Eric Phoenix, his combine stats. He ran a 4.82 in the 40. That was kind of surprising to me because it looked like he was quicker out there on the field, but film tell you the thing.
Not in that Celebration Bowl.
Not Celebration Bowl. Donovan Eaglin for Alabama and the running back.
But y'all talk about me and look at what Troy just said.
I mean, he didn't play good in the Celebration Bowl.
He did.
That was a fact. He himself did not play well in the biggest stage. That doesn't help you.
I didn't
You
shoot
know
the
what
whole
I'm
team.
saying? That
I didn't
doesn't
shoot the
help
whole
you in the
team.
off season because you have to perform when you're expected to perform the most.
Yeah. Donovan Eaglin for Alabama and the running back. Disappointing 4.84. And he also has small hands too. He's 5'11", 226 pounds. That's disappointing.
Listen, hold on. I ain't no coach. I've never called a 4-3 defense on the Division I level, none of that. But what I do know is that the day your eligibility expires, you need to be with the track coach, learning your start.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many people got drafted in the NFL with fugazi 40s because they worked on their start? That's it. Work on your start.
You know, now that you say that, I think Chad Jackson from Florida was one of those people because allegedly
he had a
ran
shitty
that
start.
4.2, that 4.1 in the combine, and they drafted him to New England, and then that was it.
He was
Darius Hayward.
He's a Gator.
Darius Hayward Bay.
But we're not gonna act like Chad Jackson didn't torch y'all for 4 years. Stop it.
He did. There's been a lot of players.
I don't like either one of y'all. I'm just calling a spade a spade.
They were teams reached on them based on their 40 time. That is a fact. John Ross, reach. Hayward Bay, reach.
Yeah.
They were gonna say the same thing about Xavier Worthy, but shoot, he can actually catch the ball.
Oh, I could have told you that.
Yeah,
Hey.
Oh, wow.
Hey, but I tell you what, he ain't getting off no press.
You know what I tell you though? I know one thing. Stop putting Taylor Swift on the screen. Put Xavier Worthy mama on the screen.
Amen.
Yeah.
He said amen.
Hallelujah.
See?
We all know what the Lord does.
You know what? As long as it ain't Marlo in here saying the R word back to back, we good. We good.
Wait, what?
Oh, you
It
missed
was
that.
last week.
Oh man, he said the R word, then apologized for saying the R word, then called the dude the R word again.
See, that's why I don't apologize for shit. Because a lot of
Yep.
times I be meaning it.
Another guy on the defense had a good combine from Prairie View, Fred Stokes. Defense, DN, 6'5", 2, I think it was like, 6'5", 255 pounds. Ran a 4.76. Course vertical 35 and a half, and then he broad jumped 10.4.
What the 20-yard? What does 20-yard look like?
His 20 shuttle, 2.76.
Hey, that's not bad.
Yo, he might make him. He might make his way to Canada. He might make his way to Canada.
Might.
That's a good 20. See, for D lineman, if you play in the box, I don't care about your 40 time. I'm looking at the other intangibles. I'm looking at how fast you can get to full speed, because I know that I only need you to go 15 to 20 yards anyway.
Man. The best thing I could see from a defensive lineman is how fast you get rid of that offensive lineman and get towards the quarterback or the running back.
Can you see
That's it?
And then Kendall Bowler ran a 4.53.
What did Jeremiah Pruitt run?
4.76.
And that man is 6. He's a 6'5" tight end.
Mm-hmm. He ran better than Keyshawn Toney and Truck Griffin.
He blocked, he catches, he can do it all.
You know what? If I open this door,
don't, because I'm gonna get mad all over again. Don't do
it. Anyway, there was another notable. We got Bowler. It was a lineman from. Maybe he didn't make it. It was a lineman from Norfolk State, or maybe he got. I think he might got another year. I can't think of it. He's about 6'5", 6'6". Maybe he may not be a senior. When we had Sweat and Meat Challenge, I remember looking at him going, there is no reason in the world why I would ever throw a pass for this dude.
Richardson threw one in.
So, you know, I'm gonna say this.
Crawley had some good tangibles for himself too.
Who's that?
Miles Crawley.
This
he ran a 4.78.
It was his senior year. It was his senior year. Mm-hmm. You know, all right. I'm gonna try and talk about this in the abstract as to not piss nobody off.
Now, why would you do such a thing?
There has been, and let's just be honest, because this year I was on ground level and saw in person the physicals of players. And there was talent in the SWAT this year that could have possibly played in the NFL.
Yeah.
And somehow coaching changes in philosophies, whatever the different cases may be, it did not work out. And I'm kind of pissed off because why aren't certain coaches coaching to talent and not to their system? If you get what I'm saying? Because Crarey is an example. He was the most experienced quarterback coming back in the SWAT this year.
Mm-hmm.
This was a disappointing season, and I don't think he was used the way he was last year, which correlated to the dip in production. Is that
two words?
Uh-oh.
Jamal, you know where I'm about to go here, right? 2 words. Ascot Dooley.
Gucci suit.
Gucci suit. Dooley. That's the reason why he regressed.
Gucci. My niece went to Southern. Every time she said something about that school, I said, dude, she talking about he can't coach. I said, y'all keep paying him. Now what? Blood should not be the quarterback. Yeah, but he keep trying his ass out there. Now what?
and again, I'm not picking at Grambling. Don't get me wrong. I'm not picking at Grambling. It's just
Crook gonna pick at Grambling.
Man, look. What and them knocking off Jackson is what should have been. That should have been the standard the whole year long.
That was their Super Bowl. They got up too much for us. They knocked us off, and they proceeded to wet the bed.
I mean, but that we can name 2 other teams that did that too, and they did it on us.
Mississippi Valley.
And when the fuck did they game? They beat us, and now what? Your coach got fired. And now what?
He got fired for a whole different reason. He didn't get fired because of the
not
play.
that, but he's still gone. He was building something, but now he gone. Now what?
And Prairie View.
Didn't they lose their wide receiver after he got fired?
Certainly did.
And guess where he at? 1400 J.R. Lynch Street.
I need to change the name of that road. They ain't even gonna hold you.
Hey, it's named after a black man.
That's a wild ass name.
John R. Lynch Street.
But again, I'm not taking shots at any particular school. We got to see the talent. We got to see their measurables, and for them to not be in a better position in the offseason, it's a little disappointing. And again, it's not at a particular coach, and not at a particular team. It's disappointing that we don't have more kids in better position.
I want to say something.
If you're about to say what I want to say, don't do it.
I don't know what you want to say, and we both know I don't care.
That's the problem.
Might as well say it.
And I'm not opening the can of worms. I'm really not. It's a podcast. This is a forum. Could it be that because our kids are not getting additional looks like in the FCS playoffs, that is the harm? Because there's no reason why we shouldn't have had at least one team out of the SWAC go to the FCS playoffs.
Who would have been the other team? Who would have been the other team to go to the playoff though?
Hell, we could have went to the goddamn playoffs. And I'm just throwing that out there as a team that I know could compete. Now, some of them other ones, no, we know Valley could not honestly compete against the Southeast Louisiana. Could Prairie View? Could Prairie View have competed?
Probably so.
Probably so. So is it because we're not getting those additional looks, and is it our scheduling as an institution that is holding us back, or is it just the LCS that's holding us back from getting our guys into those situations to get additional in-game looks?
Well, here's the thing, though. We have, as since y'all new to the SWAC, FAMU and the school of Daytona.
That dude ain't won shit.
No, I'm just saying, y'all new to the SWAC. Since 1997, the end of the season of 1997, we have decided that we ain't taking our black asses to the playoffs unless we are automatic. Unless we get an automatic qualifier, and that's it. That's the only way we'll be up in there. And y'all was lucky to even get that AQ in 21.
But again, we had a really strong team that year.
Right. And two is like when you think about it. So we was the last. So Jackson State at the time was the last school to go to the playoffs in 1997. When we ended up going to Western Illinois, we lost to Western Illinois by 14, if I'm not mistaken. It was cold, it was raining. I mean, but at the same time, you can't complain about that because you play football. You got to play, in all elements.
And if any of your guys are lucky, you're gonna be playing a game in Wisconsin in November.
Right.
You know what?
So when you think, and then when you think about it, it's like, okay, what can we do? All right, let's go ahead and because in 99 we already had, so in 97 we brought back Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff came back into the conference in 97. So in 1998 we went, 1998 we didn't go to the playoffs. So I think Southern went to the Heritage Bowl and that year, and then in 99 we brought in Alabama A&M, and that's when we created the SWAC championship game. So basically, that SWAC championship game was basically the de facto. You know what I'm saying? It took for the longest. It's always been our de facto championship game. It's always been like if the MEAC wasn't as good enough in those years. I'm just saying, wasn't good enough in those years. I'm just saying with some teams, cause we stopped. So we stopped playing the Heritage Bowl in what in 99.
Yeah,
And like
in
99. Southern went to the so did Southern go? Who went to the Heritage Bowl that year? Because I about to say that ain't Grambling. Because Grambling, after Eddie Robinson retired, Grambling was like until Doug Williams got there that first time around. But you just think about it, we didn't, that was the de facto championship game for us. So like in certain emphasis,
it was Hampton and Southern. You're right.
It was Hampton and Southern. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, Pete last championship was in 2003. But other than that, we didn't have nothing else in place other than, well, once we finish with the conference championship game, that's it. So whoever lost to the whoever lost to the MEAC, because y'all still going to the playoff. Whoever lost to the MEAC, basically they named somebody from the SWAC the de facto HBCU national champion, or they would have named somebody from the SIAC or the CIAA as a de facto champion.
Well, remember, we had the and I talk about this damn poll all the time. We had the Sheridan poll. We had the Sheridan poll, and that's when, and I don't care what nobody say, we need to bring the poll back because it's getting nuts now. But the poll picked who was the national champion. I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. The settle it on the field culture has ruined all of football, because now you have teams who are essentially positioning themselves based on media rights deals in position to decide who is the national champion and who is not. And that is both on HBCU level and the FBS level. So it's and trust and believe, I'm the last person to say it's a money thing. Don't get your money. No, everybody needs to get paid, but there needs to be a system in place to where Canada Junior should not be winning national championships every year. I'm sorry. I get that y'all don't want Georgia Southern.
But they gonna put Canada Junior, but Canada Junior is always going to be.
If you put it,
Here's the thing, though. North Dakota State ain't got to travel as far to where they got to go because they're in the vicinity because they just go like a couple of 100 miles up south to South Dakota, play South Dakota State. They play your teams in like your what is it? Because they in Missouri Valley, so your Western Illinois, your
Montana State.
Yep. No, Montana State, they in the Big Sky. They ain't traveling all the way over there.
Idaho,
Colorado State.
They'll play North Dakota, South Dakota, Western Illinois. They play UNI, Northern Illinois, Northern Iowa. So they don't really. So that's the reason why they can just kick everybody ass and dominate because they ain't really got to go nowhere.
But
then they want people, and then they want folks to come, and then they want folks to come play them in the dome.
But the question is why, right?
Why? Oh, it's simple. It's simple.
Why are they getting to stay over here? But on the off chance that a pair of you or an Alcor make it, they ain't coming to the South. We said it last week. Why? Hey, come UFCS, we FCS. Bring your ass to Bragg in the middle of August. Why not?
Bring your ass to Jackson in the middle of August.
Exactly.
You know they is not coming down there in that heat.
Well, the closest they're gonna be in the heat is at Tennessee.
Tennessee,
and that ain't that hot. It get hot, but it ain't. Listen,
but it get hot on the other end. Like if you on the end near Kentucky, that side don't get that hot. You have to be on Memphis side. It get hot over there.
Yeah.
So in Crook, here's the thing. And Blue keep telling me that there's no more bid process. What my understanding is the at-large teams get to bid on home games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
right?
Because that year we were hoping they let us in. What was that second year? Mm-hmm. They prepared a bid and submitted it, and we didn't get in.
You didn't get the.
They prepared a bid to host their game in Tallahassee at Bragg.
Yep.
And we didn't get in.
And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this till I'm gonna take this to my grave. Fam, you should have another national champion. There's no way in hell they should have been at Youngstown State playing that game in the middle of a snow bowl. That should have been in Tallahassee in the heat.
Are you talking about Jaquay Nunnally and them team right there?
Yeah.
Listen, man.
Yeah.
Listen.
Was that Pat Bonner?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I watched that game. I remember that game.
They play that game 10 times out of 10 in a neutral site. Fam, you win that game.
Yeah. That was the year y'all came down to Jackson and beat the brakes off our ass, bro.
They was listen.
I'm telling you, I was at the game.
That team was beating people to sleep for fun.
That's what I'm saying. 45-7. I was at that game.
They weren't even tied.
And dogged the shit out of us.
Man.
The 100 came in the second quarter and shit. I was like, bro, what's going on here? Y'all, bro. Hey, I'm
listen.
Just saying,
that year,
I'm just saying, y'all came in, beat us like a runaway slave, and left and went back to Tallahassee. And then
left that same night till I put men
and then like 2-3 weeks later, Southern came down and kicked the shit out of us. I'm just saying.
Man. All right, we're gonna run one more commercial, and then we're gonna get out of here because I'm gonna get to reminiscing. It ain't gonna be pretty. We'll be right back.
Still
what the hell is that on the screen? Did that shit say BCU donation fund?
We're going around the whole sweat, Marlo. The whole
Why in the fuck is it under my picture? What in the hell just happened? My bad, y'all. I
tell you what, Marlo will never hesitate to alienate a whole fan base.
Great clip.
Marlo said, "Don't
Great
put that
clip.
under my pitch.
it,
You put that
Fair
every
by-
rubber under my pitch."
again, the software did that. I didn't do it. Once I seen it, I was hoping Marlo wouldn't notice it. I was wrong.
You knew Marlo was gonna notice that shit.
Right.
I was real wrong. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out to the podcast. Please, if you have free time, check out the Coach Crarey interview with the Madness Basketball Podcast. That was last Tuesday. Absolutely amazing interview. That's my coach. That's my coach right there. But it's been so it's we live in some interesting times right now. I talk to a lot of different people, and some people want me not to talk about anything but sports. I'm from St. Pete. I can't do that. I understand that sports and politics intersect, both financially for the taxpayers. I understand all this. But what I find interesting is I'm the son of a combat engineer, and the Pentagon pulling out of one of the biggest engineering summits that has the best and the brightest of young Black engineers from HBCUs to get an opportunity to be an engineer in the military, which is an officer. Usually, if I'm not mistaken, that is an officer grade. But you're ramping up your recruiting efforts for young Black men to become infantrymen and enlisted men. Understand, when I was in high school, my daddy would not let me enlist in anybody's military, and I did not understand it. I understand it today. Because if I'm good enough to be on the front line of somebody's war and be cannon fodder, but I can't be an engineer in your military, you don't need my kids. Get your kids to go out there and fight. Because until you treat mine equally, mine won't be there. And I urge every Black parent or parent with equal morals and convictions to do the same. But until I see equality, y'all can't call mine. But again, that's just me. That's how I feel about it. What you got, Doc?
Let's see. We ain't got no swipe basketball until this weekend. So we coming, we back at home. I think we play Alcorn this weekend. And then we end the season with Pine Bluff and Valley. I think we do have one more game with Texas Southern, which is going to be very interesting. So we got to get back down. They'll be in Jackson this time. So we got to get back. So I think the Texas schools do their two-step this coming up weekend. And then again, like I said, we end our season with Valley and Alcorn on the road, and then we get ready for tournament time. The best time around. Other than that, Man, just taking a couple of days off. Looking for some extra money. Looking for another job right now. Not saying I don't like my job, but hey, I gotta get paid. But other than that, I'm still on the bandwagon of parents need to crash out on their kids. First and foremost, kids acting out in school and stuff need to go up to the school and put a foot up in their ass. Let them know what's going on. And then when they get home, you put another foot up in their ass. So they understand, don't do it again. And do it now. That way your kids won't come out to be rotten. And especially in sports. Maybe, crash out on sports too. You know what I'm saying? Tell little Timmy to sit his ass down somewhere.
Oh man. DK, what you got for us?
I'll keep it short and brief, and I think I spoke on it earlier with LeBron. That wasn't cool. I love LeBron and everything, but it wasn't even only LeBron. I believe it was Anthony Edwards too. Just came out there, had their fun or whatever for the first couple of days, and then all of a sudden, dang, I can't play, or dang, I got this injury. I could have spoke up and said something maybe a week or two prior. It was a little bit tough for LeBron, I think, because he had just played in one of the games before and whatnot. And I don't know, maybe he should have said it then, like after that game, hey, I can't participate. And hopefully they could have gotten somebody in or gotten them a replacement in time. That wasn't cool. So, like, I like to be like LeBron's my guy. I love Duke. And I think I spoke to Troy about Duke losing to Clemson and really speaking about Clemson being a real squad. I'm saying all this to say, like, you're allowed to like somebody or like a team, but be real about it. Like, be real about certain situations or scenarios and outcomes. Don't these people aren't always right, or you're not always going to win, you're not always going to lose. So, like, just try to have an open mind when you're looking at certain things, even in the sports world or in the real world. Yeah, I love LeBron, but that wasn't cool, man. Come on, give your all-star nod to somebody else than that really wanted, like Trae Young or Kyrie. I know the game ain't what it's supposed to be, but that's a whole nother topic, and we got film. So shout out to Jamal for that suggestion. I never thought about it like that, but that was a good one. But that's my time for this week. Thank you very much.
Jamal, what you got for us this week?
Last week, I love eating fireworks. This week, I got a Samba heart. Today, I had to put my beloved four-legged child down. She was 10, had cancer, miss her dearly. But also, I want to go political. Everybody don't know me, but I have a degree. I have 2 degrees, actually. But my favorite degree is a bachelor's in the science of African-American history from the Florida A&M University. This week, 2 days ago, today is Tuesday. So on Sunday night, the current president and his crony removed the director of the National Archives Service from their position. If you do not know what the National Archives are, they tell the story of us, not just us as Black people, but the story of this entire country. They hold naturalization records for every person that has ever came here and became an American citizen. They hold slave records. They help manage the museums. He has removed the directors of those positions. So we now have nobody actively chronicling what is going on to tell the story of what is going to come on the other side, or if there is another side. I said that to say this to the people that look like me, to the people who are fortunate enough to still have elders in your circles. start getting those stories now while they are still here and they still remember or they still partially remember. Because that is all we're gonna have in the end if we are able to come on the other side of this. Take care of each other, love each other, and keep up the good fight. Lord Jamal.
Got something to say. Don't Elon Musk look like just look like a retarded minion?
He said the R word.
And there's the R word for the week.
Up there, don't he look like a retarded minion trying to be the president, trying to be the side president, trying to be the side president? You know what I'm saying? Like you the side chick.
Oh
like,
my god!
No, he just that weird white boy that just over there and nobody talked to him. He just over there. Now he got something to say. He went home for the summer. Now he came back 6'2".
And his son looked like he done went through.
His son is gangster.
You know what?
His son was going off on Trump. Actually,
you know what?
That's because he heard his daddy say that to him. He ain't that. Kids are nothing but tape recorders, and if they said it, they heard it.
Right, Brandon.
Okay, right, Brandon. The words from Doc Holliday are not intended to harm anybody except for Elon Musk.
Nice.
Oh man. All right, TP, what you got for us this week?
I didn't get to talk about it last week, but I just want to thank, the NFL for giving us a clean Super Bowl. It started out kind of rocky. There was a couple calls in the first quarter. I was like, here we go again. But the week leading up, all I asked for was for the refs to stay out of the game and let it be decided on the field and let the better team win. And that's exactly what happened. So big ups to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Saquon, first year on the team, they go get a ring. He answered a lot of questions they had on the offensive side of the ball. If that defense continues to play the way that they did during the Super Bowl, and mind you, they're all young. That team on defense is very young outside of like Darius Slay and Gardner. But Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Jalen Carter, they are built for success for a long time, especially with Jalen Hurts behind the center. So, they were clearly they overmatched the Chiefs in that game. And I think that this might be the end of a dynasty. The Chiefs look like they should not have been on the same field as them. Might have got a better Super Bowl had the Bills or the Ravens been present. That's just my opinion. But hey, we had Chiefs Eagles, and the better team won. The refs stayed out of it. It was a clean game for the most part. So that's the type of football we want to see. We don't want to see one team being favored more or less by the refs. So, keep it up. Let's get ready for the next season. We got the combine coming up. Things either next weekend it starts or the weekend after. So, we get to scout the talent of the future. There's a lot of talks about movements going on as far as draft position. The Giants might be trying to go up to 1. Like, there's a lot of things going on between now and April. So I'm going to be tuned in, and I'll have a weekly breakdown of everything I see going on NFL-wise. And, yeah, it's basketball season. So, it's abysmal as it has been. Playoff basketball is a different animal. So college basketball as far as March Madness, and then get into the NBA playoffs. So we still got a few months of good sports to watch. NHL is kicking off. The fights is gonna bring people in. If you ain't never watched a hockey match, first time you tune in, you see them throwing hands, you like, oh, this kind of interesting. So they understand their marketing, and I hope that they don't try to appease certain people and tone that part down, because that's the only sport that you're gonna see stuff like that and it be okay. So, but that's my time for the week. Appreciate Kendrick. Great halftime show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. It is, again, this is a fan-oriented platform. I am reaching out to your SIDs and to your favorite professional franchises to get coaches and players onto the podcast. I'm only going to do this. I'm only going to reach out to organizations professionally and not get responses for so long. At some point, I will start going directly to the subject matter, be it coaches or players, and asking them directly to come onto the podcast. Until Friday, if I do not get responses after Friday, I will then be reaching directly out to those individual players and coaches. So if you're SID and you're watching this podcast and you haven't gotten my email or whatever, just hit me up. I promise you I've sent it. I've sent it. So if you haven't gotten it, and just reach out to me and we'll work something out, because I want to interview everybody's coach so everybody gets a chance to be heard and to celebrate their coaches, because I know damn well I'm going to make sure my coaches get their flowers. Florida State aside, because they might not necessarily be my biggest fan right now, but everybody else, it is my goal to get them on the podcast. Thursday nights is the Gathering of Old Men podcast. As you saw the trailers, please come out 8:00 p.m. We have a blast. We are here to make sure you are entertained, informed, and sometimes offended. But, you know, that's only on accident. Unless it's that school in Daytona, them Ibis people.
Marlo means it. Look, Marlo means it.
Or that school down in Baton Rouge for me.
Oh. Just saying, if I come to that regular ass amphitheater, they better have some peanuts.
that sweat box of an auditorium.
They still had Easter speeches in there on Sunday. They better have something.
Oh,
hey man, I looked at that stage. I was like, oh, they about to bust out a damn play out there.
On halftime. They finna be tap dancing and jiving.
Hey, oh my God.
They was.
We are going to get out of here before we get in trouble. We are
back up in there though.
Oh my God.